keep on fighting till the end. I am the champion. I am the champion. Gone is the loser, 'cause I am the champion.
Guess who's back in the son of a bitch? Underground king with a gun on his hip. Not the UGK like Bun B and Pimp C, but I got the Ghost shooter bumping in my Bentley. Ain't shit changed with the guts in the range. You know more Lloyd Banks, Tony Yayo, and Young Buck in my lane. I'm a hood nigga for real, motherfucker with fame. Nigga, I'ma get mine. You can hate it or love it, but it's a thin line between G-Unit and G-Unit. Nigga talk shit, catch one in the hip. Fuck beef in a rhyme. 50 lied about his, but I took mine. I show you all 5 and he never took 9. He rap like Trina, blah, blah, blah. Okay, shut up, let me see the wound, show him to the world. He got shot in the mouth and cried like a girl. He sing like a girl. And I gang bang so hard that it bring back curls. I'm telling your fans don't believe that shit. Tryna beef with the game like he that sick. Your movie was trash and I went to see that shit with a camera and got it on DVD that quick. Chicken Little and Harry Potter. The bootleg, hell yeah, we got them. 2 movies, $15 with no numbers on the bottom. Ha 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 ha. Chicken Little, get him.
I am the champion. And I keep on fighting till the end. I am the champion. I am the champion. Gone is the loser, 'cause I am the champion of the world.
What's happening, guys? Champions, champions, ole, ole, ole. Champions, champions, ole, ole, ole. What we saying? Fam, what we saying? We've got 14 of them and 14 of them, fam. What are we saying? Yeah? Yeah? 4 trophies in 6 years. Yeah? Arteta in. Yeah? Some of you might be thinking, but as I said, things can change, can't they? Because sometimes you can just, if I can find it, that's why I hate having loads of videos in here. Can't find it. I had it in here. Oh, there it is. Sometimes people can just flip-flop. Flip-flop is this shit! You get me? And that's what this stream is really going to be about, really. Big up to DJN1856. Congrats on the title, YG. Now the charity shields count. Well, when people want to troll Arsenal and when people want to count Pep's trophies, the shields count. And I've argued all this time that the Community Shield is still part of the domestics, if you will. Yeah, nobody talks against City when they say the formidables. Yeah, the domestic quadruple. Nobody says Community Shield don't count. Nobody says that to them. When people count Pep's trophies, they don't say he's won 17. They say he's won 20. You know what I mean? So by that logic, you know what I mean? We might as well join in on a hype too. Yeah. Big up to Master Zaphod, if I said that right. Hold on just a second. Give me a moment. Amazon delivery settings. So yeah, Master Zaphod, if I said your name right. Been 20 years, Cookers YG. I was unbearable last season. Now it's the turn for the Gunners. Well, You see, I'm only going to do a little bit, yeah, because we've got a Champions League final that's coming up. So I need to see if it's going to be a double whammy, yeah. If it's going to be, am I going to be adding a Champions League somewhere on this image? You know what I mean? Might have to move the shield and have 2 shields under the shelf there, so I can make room for the possible Champions League trophy. Yeah, telling you, full shameless mode added the shields. Trust me, man's going in. Yeah, 4 trophies in 6 seasons. We're doing this. Yeah, we're doing this. Yeah, man, like Arteta's. I told you guys, if he gets us over the line, yeah, that I'm gonna sing his praises.
I've seen him do it.
Yeah, and having seen us get over the line, especially in the manner that we did it, and you know when it came to the when we beat Atletico in the second leg of the Champions League and got to the final, I thought to myself, you know what, this might be the season now. You know what I mean? That's when I started to believe in Arteta more, because let's face it, yeah, when he first came in, I didn't want him here when I knew we were going to get him. But then when he got here, I was like, no, I'm just going to back it. Yeah, I've even got an old video, yeah, in the archives of me saying, you know what I mean? He's here now, so I'm going to back it. Yeah. And then it was the 2021-22 season was when I was Arteta out from then, when he failed to get top 4 because he wasn't winning no trophies in the meantime. You know what I mean? And you know, I've seen Chelsea win in Europe and everything. I mean, I've seen shit happen around me. I've seen Liverpool almost get a quadruple and they got 2 trophies from it. I've seen all that. And at the time, my standards were, look, 2 trophies and top 4. You know what I mean? I don't even feel I was asking for much. You know what I mean? And then, yeah, obviously we got in the title race. And when we got in those title races, I never believed that we'll get over the line. I never believed that this manager was good enough to get us to a final, number 1, number 2, and actually get us over the line for a league title or anything. Because what he showed me, because let's face it, even though we've won the league this season and we're in the Champions League final, the teams that we had these past few seasons was good enough to win something easily. You know what I mean? That these men shouldn't have gone trophyless as long as we did. Yeah, we shouldn't have just come out with a Community Shield in 2023-24. We should have come out with something else as well. You know what I mean? Even though we shouldn't have been in the Community Shield then anyway, because Man United were better than us in 2023. They got top 4 and won a cup. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. But I never believed that, yeah, we'll get over the line and he can get us over the line. But as time was going on, I did say, if he gets us to a cup final, I believe we'll win it, whatever it is. Yeah. And obviously this season, he was giving the money, giving the striker, giving the players and everything like that. Yeah. Having second 3 times on spin. And he got us to a cup final. And I genuinely believed this season, when we win the Carabao Cup final, I genuinely believe this is where it starts. Yeah. And then I saw the display that he put out for the players in that final. And having seen what I saw, it was traumatic, in my opinion. It was traumatic. Obviously, winning this title now as you know, ease that pain massively. And we're in the Champions League final. And, you know, you guys know, I'm not going to hide away from shit. Yeah. People can pull up all tweets, all posts of anything that I've previously said. I ain't hiding shit. Yeah. I ain't hiding shit. I'm one of those people. I said that. I'm one of those people where I said that. I don't think that now. Now what? All you can do is keep bringing up. All people can do is keep bringing up what I said previously doesn't change shit now. I mean, the only thing that changes is me. Yeah. And I said, I held Arteta to the standard where I said it went from win the league with something else. And, I'll allow you. And then he kept failing. And I said, okay, now it has to be the league and the Champions League. And he kept failing. And I said, right, it has to be a treble. Yeah. League, Champions League, and something else. Yeah. And I said during the period that, if he wins, I even said back in March, if he wins the EFL Cup and then comes out with the league title and just those two, you know what I mean? Man, are flip-flopping. You know what I mean? But having seen that Arteta's got us over the line and seen what he's done, not only for how I feel, look how I feel, yeah? Everybody else, yeah? The young kids, yeah? The young adults that were born around about 2004 or after 2004 that had never seen this, yeah? Seeing what it's done to grown-ups that have seen it all before, yeah? Seeing all that, as much as I have criticised and I've called Arteta all types of names, I refer to him as all types of names and everything like that, being proper, going at him, yeah? If I can be so harsh on him when he's failed, the least I could do is give him the utmost praise for getting us over the line. Yeah? And seeing how he's brought the fan base together and everything like that, it makes it harder for me to turn around and say, okay, well, I'm still not satisfied, kind of thing. Yeah? Maybe that's also a large chunk of me that believes that he will land the big double. Yeah? Because obviously we're on cloud 9 right now. Yeah? We're on cloud 9 right now. And personally for me, it's starting to become easier to see us win the Champions League in 2 weeks' time. It's making it a bit easier. Yeah? So this stream is more of a... You see, I'm not one of those where I can't be sorry for how I was made to feel based on what was currently happening prior. I can only say that I was wrong when I said that this manager ain't good enough to get us over the line ultimately. Yeah? I can only say that I was wrong on that front. Because during the period, during 2020 up until now, during all that, now saying what I was saying, ain't good enough to get us over the line, this, that, and third, he was proving me right. Yeah? But he's ultimately proved me wrong because he's got over the line. Yeah? So this is where you give the utmost praise to Mikel Arteta. You know what I mean? Man like Arteta's. Community shields do not count, Lul, but the shameless is in full effect. Well, why doesn't the community shield count? Like, why? I've done videos on this before, but why doesn't the community shield count? Why doesn't something that typically you have to win one of those or one of those to be in the community shield, typically, yeah? I don't believe that second place should go in it if, the team that finishes first wins both of these. I personally think it should go to the EFL Cup winners. But then if somebody wins a domestic treble, then it should go to second place. You know what I mean? That's an extreme measure. You know what I mean? It should only go to second place at extreme measures. Yeah? And that would be an extreme measure. Like, what's the likeliness that a team's going to win a domestic treble? You know what I mean? But if you have to win one of those or one of those to fight for one of these, I don't get why one of these doesn't count. You might as well slap that trophy and or that trophy in the face. Because winning that trophy or that trophy gives you a chance to try and win that shield. And when you look at the goal tally of anybody that scores in the Community Shield, it counts towards their total season, which means if the goal counts, then what you win for it counts. Yeah, I don't want to hear that bullshit about, oh, well, cards, mate. If you get a red card in the Community Shield, it don't carry over. Goals carry over, though. That's what wins you games, not cards. Let's not do that. I don't care about the friendly rules shit. Don't care about that. Yeah, winning the league title or the FA Cup is what gets you in there. Yeah, you don't get in the Community Shield just because, oh, well, I was disciplined all season. No. Yeah. It's only in England where we disrespect our Super Cups, essentially. Yeah. I know it's at the start of the season, so it makes it hard to have a connection to it in terms of, it's a trophy kind of thing, but it counts towards your honours. I'm not saying it's a marker for, say, if a new manager comes in and doesn't win the Community Shield, I don't think that the manager should be sacked for it. He's got another potential four trophies to fight for. You know what I mean? For the rest of the season. You know what I mean? But yeah, exactly. Pep counts the shields. You know what I mean? When that Crystal Palace fan was tweeting that, or when Eze lifted the Community Shield at Wembley, they were saying, oh, he's lifted his last ever trophy. Funny how that works, isn't it? Big up to Johnny Kryptonite. Big up YG. What a class day it is today. Fam. You know what I mean? Just wait until we get our hands officially on that and we're lifting it at Sellers Park. That's when it's going to hit. Yeah? The rival fans have been on social media, yeah, crying. And we haven't even had a chance to tweet official pictures of the players holding that yet. Just wait until that kicks in. Yeah? And these men think that if we lose the Champions League final, that it's going to change anything. It ain't going to change shit. You know what I mean? It ain't going to change shit. You're still going to get trolled. Yeah, we'd get trolled for not winning the European trophy if we don't win that final. You know what I mean? But it ain't going to change shit. But y'all better pray that we don't land that double. In an ideal world, every club supporters would get to feel what it's like to win the league title. Yeah. Big up to Black Seder. League title is the bread and butter. It is. I've always said, I get the whole hype with the Champions League, but it is still a cup competition. The bread and butter is the league. Yeah. It's just that fans give a shit heavily about the Champions League only to troll Arsenal. Watch how much the Champions League don't mean much if we win it. Watch. Oh shit, hang on a minute. The Europa League final on. Europa League finals on. Hold on. Right, hold on. I'm mirroring my screen. Let me stop extending that. Europa League finals on. It's either on or it's starting soon. I almost forgot about it. But yeah. Don't forget Berta, his contributions help as well. Hopefully we get in level raises and win more trophies. Yeah, man like King Bertz. Yeah. Man like King Bertz. Can't forget about King Bertz. You know what I mean? He Atletico Madrid, it was there. They signed a striker and they went and won the league from that. We did the same thing and now we're gonna win the league. You know what I mean? Man like King Bertz. The Community Shield is not a professional trophy. According to who, though? Who's saying this? Because the FA and UEFA label it as an English Super Cup. So are we talking against them then? Are we just saying that they're just lying to us? You know what I mean? The Community Shield's not a serious trophy because the fans say that. You know what I mean? The fans will turn around and say, oh, it's nothing serious. You know what I mean? Me, I'm not going to... I used to be one of those people that said that it didn't count. I used to be one of those fans that said, "Oh, the Community Shield don't count. The Community Shield don't count." And then I thought, and this was after we won it as well. This was 2015, the 2015-16 season. In the middle of that season, I was like, okay then, because we beat Chelsea in the Community Shield in 2015, and it was Oxlade-Chamberlain that scored the only goal. So I thought, okay then, let me look at Oxlade-Chamberlain's goal tally for 2015. yeah, for the 2015 season. Let me look at his goal tally so far, yeah, and that was what told me, does the Community Shield count or not? And when it showed his goal tally, it included the goal that he scored in the Community Shield, which means if the goal counts, what you win for it counts. That's just basics. Yeah. If I score a hat trick in the Community Shield and then I register 7 goals in the Premier League, yeah, I get no goals in the FA Cup, no goals in Europe, no goals in the EFL Cup. I've scored 7 goals in the Premier League and I scored a hat trick in the Community Shield. Yeah. Let's just say we won the Community Shield. Yeah. If I score 3 goals in the Community Shield and 7 in the Premier League, my whole total goal tally for the season is 10 goals. That's a fact. So why would it be that what the 3 goals gave me doesn't count? But if I win the Premier League, I scored 7 goals. Like, I scored 7 goals and I won the Premier League, for example. Like, come on. You know what I mean? It just makes sense. It's just people don't want to. You know what I mean? The footballing world has told everybody the Community Shield doesn't count as a trophy. But then when we want to when people want to troll us, they want to use it against us, and we allow it. This is why I'm not gonna allow people to do that. That's why I've named this title of this stream 4 trophies in 6 years. My manager. I'm not gonna allow people to do that. Yeah, I ain't gonna allow people to do that. Big up to Rod. Big up to Zabi. Went to work, so sleep deprived, but it was worth it. Yeah, mine was a day run today, so that's why I'm not in the spacecraft. I think there's a good argument to be made to count the Community Shield as a trophy. I mean, it's the basics is the goals count in a Community Shield. Don't matter about the cards. Don't matter that a red card doesn't carry over into the season. That's irrelevant. What's relevant is how do you win a game? You win a game by the goals, not by the cards. You know what I mean? So yeah, people say it's the rules is like on a friendly type rules. That's why people don't want to count it, but the goals count. the goals is what matter. You talk to anybody in football, the only thing that matters is goals. Otherwise, you don't win. That's just number one. So if the goal counts as part of your season, your tally for the season, it only makes sense that what that goal got you if you won it counts. It's just like it's really not even anything to argue over long term. Like it should be just a short argument. The goals count towards the player's season. That's it. Don't matter about the friendly rules, the cards that carry over. That's irrelevant. That doesn't determine what wins you a game and or a trophy or not. You know what I mean? You could get 3 red cards in a game. Don't mean you're not going to win the game. You can still win the game on with 3 man down, for example, or 2 man down, whatever the limit is. You can still win the game. You know what I mean? But if you're 4-0 down, you can't win the game, can you? You know what I mean? What a glorious day it is. Yeah, lads. It is. Man like King Tets, man like Artekas. I'm ready for anybody that's going to be like, oh, man, you were Arteta out there. You were saying all sorts. Yes, I was. Yes, I was. And, you know what I mean? Man, I'm acting like it's going to affect my wage if I go from Arteta out to Arteta in. Like, it does nothing. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go from nearly 2K subscribers to 0 subscribers because, oh, well, he's Arteta in now. He said that he wasn't going to be Arteta in unless he won the treble or the double. He said that Arteta would never do anything to make him be Arteta in. Well, things change. Yeah? When things happen, yeah, and how you feel of when it's happened changes a lot of things. Now, maybe we might get smoked in the Champions League final. Maybe I might be a bit angry, and maybe I might be a bit like, yeah, maybe this, that, and the third. But fam, we can't doubt the work that he put in to get us to where we are now. Yeah, we can't, you know, we can't fault that in the end. Yeah, the journey wasn't nice. I won't lie, it wasn't nice, especially with what we had to see. We had to deal with his goofiness. We had to deal with all sorts. Yeah, but let's see how he follows it up for landing us, you know, the Premier League trophy, the big prize. Big up to Dreadly Flame. Yeah, barely any advertisement for this Villa Europa League final. Barely know it's happening. Yeah, the hype's died now. You know what I mean? The hype's died. I mean, I personally think Villa will win this tonight. But in all fairness, because we've won the league, I don't care how it looks that Emery will win the Europa League for Villa and he couldn't win it with us. I don't give a shit because we've got over the line for that trophy, the Premier League trophy. Yeah. Rival fans, if we win the Champions League, it would be like, well, you only have one Champions League, you need to win another one. Yeah. The goalpost is going to get moved so heavily when it comes to the Champions League. Oh, it took you 139 years, mate. Well, the Champions League started in what, 1960? You know what I mean? So man like to see how man like to make numbers bigger just to suit their agenda. You know what I mean? These man acts like the Champions League was around when Arsenal was founded. You know what I mean? It's like it don't work like that. Yeah. My mate Jamie Huxley was right. YG. Hoping Villa win tonight, along with Palace next Wednesday, and then you guys next Sunday. Potential craziness this summer. Yeah, I mean, if in all fairness, this Europa League final, we're potentially going to find out who we could potentially get in a Super Cup. Should we play our cards right and beat PSG in the final? Yeah. So it could be us versus Freiburg, or us versus Villa, or PSG versus Freiburg, or PSG versus Villa. I'm back in Villa tonight. I think they'll do it. Yeah, I think Villa will do it. But apparently people are underestimating Freiburg, but nah, I think Villa will win it. Pep always adamant it counts. This is the thing. What do football fans think that a manager like Pep and others came from abroad, yeah, who won their Super Cups for fun abroad, came to England and said, "Oh no, the Community Shield doesn't count"? You really think they think like that? You know what I mean? This is what I mean about football fans, yeah? Because Pep, Ancelotti, who else? Conte, all these Mourinho, all these managers that came abroad, they played Super Cups in other countries. But then it's England where they just look at it differently. No, they look at them the same. It's just that they start to realize how much the English fans don't really rate the Community Shield. You know what I mean? They'll see that the same way they see a Spanish Super Cup, a German Super Cup, an Italian Super Cup. They see it the same. You know what I mean? So Pep saying it counts is no surprise. Should be no surprise to anybody. He's played in bare Super Cups. You know what I mean? We started the league with a set piece against Man United and ended it at home against Burnley with a set piece. Exactly. You know what I mean? The set piece that Man United fans keep crying about, by the way. You know what I mean? They keep crying about, oh, Bayende. You know what I mean? Bayende was a bitch on the corners, yeah? He was weak, yeah? That's why their man don't play no more. And they're trying to use that to say that, oh, it's a foul.
Hey, you ain't going too goddamn far now.
You know what I mean? Big up to Godfrey in the building. I'm all good, me. You know what I mean? Now, I don't have to stress about this guy now. You know what I mean? This guy's got my utmost praises. Yeah? Man like Mikel Arteta's. Yeah? 4 trophies in 6 seasons, my manager. Yeah? That's where we are now. Our fan base is so united currently. It's beautiful to see. It is. United and Chelsea are the new banter clubs. We have taken Chelsea's best players and yeah. I mean, we took Madueke, Havertz, Kepa. You know what I mean? and they've got their hands on the Premier League. They came over here and landed the Premier League. You see, the thing is, there's a lot of these players as well. They've won things elsewhere. Yeah, you got the Spanish players in Big M Moreno, Zubi Doo, and someone else that have won the Euros. You know what I mean? They won the Euros. You know what I mean? Rice won the conference with West Ham. Havertz won the Champions League in the Super Cup and the Club World Cup with Chelsea. Madueke won the conference with Chelsea. Gyökeres won the double in Portugal. You know what I mean? And they came over here. You know what I mean? So for them personally as well, you know, Eze won the FA Cup, Community Shield, came over here, won the title. You know what I mean? Odegaard has won a Copa del Rey prior to being at Arsenal. You know what I mean? Like, the personally, they've all got their thing too. And now we're finally, you know, the big one. Yeah? The Premier League. Yeah? If you look at our squad, would you agree that we're the only team in the last 8-9 years that won the league without world-class players, but some of them can be classified on the brink when winning? Yeah, because when you look at it, obviously Saliba came back in the team 2022-23 seasons when he officially got his running. You know what I mean? Gabriel was there from like 2020. You know what I mean? And them two are considered borderline world class, if not world class, to a lot of people. You know what I mean? And it was built essentially from the ground up, really. You know, obviously we added players, you know, we added Rice and them. You know what I mean? But I'd probably say so, yeah. Because I mean, City were doing what they were doing, and obviously they added Haaland to it and then took it to another level and everything like that. But City have been known for doing all this. And this is why I say, if Arsenal win, or shall I say, if Mikel Arteta wins Arsenal the Champions League now, on top of the Premier League, it's going to hit different than the season when City did it in 2023, when Man United did it in 08, and when they did it in 99. It's going to hit different. It's going to be different to that. Because Man United and Man City, they were winning anyways. They were used to winning. They were doing that anyway. Their manager was doing that. Yeah? Whereas Arteta's, yeah, got us from the ground up, and he ended not only our 6-year trophy draw, or 3-year trophy draw, because, you know, we're counting shields, yeah? But he also ended our 22-year wait for a league title. And now he's also in the Champions League final. You know what I mean? So imagine going years without winning the Premier League, never won the Champions League, and then in one season, bam, you're potentially going to win both. That's going to hit different. I'm telling you. That's going to hit different. Not going to lie, I'm hoping for a repeat of last year's Champions League final. Wait a minute. Are you an Arsenal fan? Am I? You're not an Arsenal fan, are you? Are you a Liverpool fan? Yeah, you want us to get smoked, aren't you? I hope Arsenal take advantage in the next 4 years with Man United rebuilding. Yeah, I know this is the thing. Like, it's this has to be the point now where we take advantage of these next few years, because, you know, Man United are going to be desperate to get their shit together, especially now seeing us win league title. You know what I mean? They're the ones out of the bigger clubs now. They're in the longest title draw. You know what I mean? Long may that continue, by the way. And I'll say Man City are rebuilding. Chelsea are going to be rebuild and everything like that. And all these teams are going to try and get better. You know what I mean? Got what Unai Emery's doing with Villa. You never know what they might do coming up. So, you know what I mean? With Pep leaving this league, Arteta's like the next up now. And the thing is, one thing I will say, do not sleep on Areola. Yeah? Because I think he's the next up. He's he's the next manager that's going to do big things. Yeah, he's going to be one of those next managers that does something. I'm telling you right now, the way he's had Bournemouth playing, especially that game against City last night, the way Bournemouth were playing last night, I saw a bit of us in that Bournemouth team. Yeah, the us of where when a team's not up for it and we are. How Bournemouth played last night is how we play when we're up against teams that aren't up for it, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, don't sleep on Areola. That's all I'm saying. Don't think that man's a slouch because he ain't. I'm telling you. You know what I mean? For I know, it could be him and Arteta battling it out. You know what I mean? Don't I am shilling what matter today? Exactly what matter now. You know what I mean? No more shilling now. This new Europa League level has dropped a lot since they stopped putting the. Yeah, I know that's made it shit. They need to add a relegation zone for those who finish outside those places, who will then drop straight down. They need to add it. So what is it? You got the top 8 that go straight into the round 16, and then you've got the other 8 that drop in that go to round 32, don't they? And then the rest of them are out. What I should do is have the rest of them drop down to the Europa League, and in the Europa League, the ones who don't qualify, drop them down to the conference. And then those in the conference, if you finish bottom or in the lower half, you're out. You're just out of Europe altogether. They should just I don't get why they don't do that, because at the end of the day, Champions League is number 1, then Europa League, then it's conference. You know what I mean? If you get relegated in the Premier League, you go down to the Championship. And if you get relegated from there, you go down to League 1. That's what they need to really add that in, because the Europa League, nobody cares. And in all fairness, if English clubs start winning the Europa League, yeah, all the time, I think they'll start changing it. They'll start to be like, oh, well, it's making it easier for English clubs. That's probably what they'll do. Guarantee. Spurs won it last season. Yeah. Who won it in 2024? I can't remember who won it in 2024 now. But Spurs won it last season. Villa are in the final tonight. You know what I mean? Do you feel like we finally got over this mental hurdle and stand a better chance in the Champions League final now, or is it still in reach? No, I think we've got over the mental hurdle. I think going into this Champions League final, is going to be like going into a big game in the Premier League. Like, you know, us versus Man City or us versus Chelsea. You know what I mean? Like a big game. I think there's going to be. It's like a bit of weight off the shoulders in terms of how it's going to make them feel. Because if we'd have walked into Budapest without the Premier League, oh man, you know what I mean. But I think walking into it now, we're champion, PSG are champions, and they're the current champions of the Champions League. Yeah, I think we're at the table now. We can put our nuts on the table, kind of thing. So I think winning the Premier League as I personally think we'll win in Budapest. But if we didn't win the Premier League, I don't think we would have won in Budapest. I don't think we'd win in Budapest. I wouldn't have thought we would go to Budapest and win if we didn't win the thingy. Well, Havertz, Nani, and Kepa won the league before Reece James. I know. Man like King Kai. Yeah. You know what I mean? We need to appreciate these players. We need to I need to give some space for these players, yeah? Man like Big Dave, yeah, you did your thing, yeah? Best goalkeeper, right? Golden Glove. The man with the Golden Glove. Yeah? Man like Tim Timber, who got the keys to the binner, yeah? Put in a mad shift, yeah? For the majority of this season. Unlucky with, injuries and stuff like that. Man like Big Ben, you know what I mean? He's been playing through injury, yeah? You know what I mean? On some warrior thing. And recently, he's been the Ben White of old. It's unfortunate that he got injured. Man like Big Mosque. Man like Mosquera. You know what I mean? I'd probably say one of his best games was probably if not the Champions League games that he's played in, the game against Spurs when he came on at White Hart Lane, or Lightwork Lane, should I say. That was one of his best games as well. Man like Big Mosque. Yeah? First season and you win a league title. You know what I mean? Man like Big Will. Yeah? Man like Saliba. Man like Gabriel. Solid walls. You know what I mean? Like, this Premier League trophy, you know what I mean? You can't have a defense like that and not have a Premier League trophy, man. You know what I mean? Like, just the moment we see them holding the Premier League trophy, it's just going to hit like crack. You know what I mean? Man like Big H came in on loan, fam. You know what I mean? You're ours now. You belong to us now. You know what I mean? First season, you win the title straight away. You know what I mean? Calafiori, you started this season off, yeah? With a win at Old Trafford. Your goal, fam. You know what I mean? We have to appreciate all these players, man. You know what I mean? Miles Lewis-Skelly, fam. Even Arteta admitted he should have played in midfield sooner. Hopefully next season, number one, you'll still be here. Number two, you will be playing in midfield. Yeah? Because you've got the juice now. You're the best six now. Yeah? Man like Deckers. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm hearing that Declan Rice might be playing with a minor back injury all this time and everything like that. Him being him, he probably might be, yeah. But man's a warrior, and since the day Rice came here, he's given it his all, yeah. And he's got the reward that paid it off, and potentially having another one coming up, yeah. Odegaard, we've been critical of him, but fam, you came on against West Ham, changed the game, made the assist, big trust with a goal, fam. Like, yeah, Odegaard, you did your thing this season just from that alone, yeah, because of what that got us. Because that game easily could have gone the other way, yeah. Man like Norgard, aka NordVPN, aka Big Nord, yeah, aka Jaws wannabe, didn't play much in the Premier League at all, really. I hope he plays at St. James, at Sellers Park. I hope he does. I hope he starts him, at least. I don't want to see Norgard go. I don't want to see him be sold, but, you know, I just can't see where there's much room for him because I just don't believe that he's going to get the game time. You know what I mean? He was Brentford's captain. Now he can't even get a game. And Skelly is shown levels. How's Norgard going to squeeze into all that? It's unfortunate. You know what I mean? But end of the day, you know what I mean, Norgard, he contributed in you know, progressing in the cup competitions. Same with Kepa. Can't forget Kepa. Obviously, what happened in the cup final, you know, yeah. But yeah, you've got a Premier League medal to your name now. You know what I mean? Man like Eze. It all worked out, man. It all worked out. Yeah. It's a good job he didn't go Tottenham, innit? You know what I mean? You could be possibly getting relegated. Yeah? Instead, you're champion of England. Man like Eze, you know. Man like Eze. You know what I mean? Heavy contribution this season, man. Man like Eze. Man like Zubi Doo. Yeah, I've been in this case. You know, I've been very angry with him since, you know, that loss to Man United at home. Yeah. But, fam, you've came in first season and you won a league title and you've contributed heavy to this. Yeah. Let's not forget your goals. You know, your brace against Forest and them. Yeah. I do think you're much better going forward, like as a number 8 kind of player. Yeah. But fam, you know what I mean? You did your thing too. Man like Big Tross, clutch all season. In fact, let me not forget Big M, yeah? I know he's been injured for, you know, since about January or something like that. But man like Big M has come up clutch, yeah? And I still think he's got something for us if he was to come back before the season's out, aka the Champions League final. Yeah? Because if the Champions League final is 0-0, yeah, and you bring man like Big M on with 15 minutes to go, he is that kind of player to just get that goal. He is. Yeah. Man like Big M Moreno. But yeah, big trust. Man's been clutch. Obviously, this year, apart from the West Ham game, you know, there was a drop off because he wasn't scoring no goals, no nothing. But he got the goal when it really mattered. Yeah. Man like Big Gabs Martinelli. You know what I mean? He's giving us some classic goals. You know what I mean? The classic breakaway, the bombing down with pace. Yeah. Hopefully, we might see that in the Champions League final if it comes down to it. You know what I mean? Man like Big Gabs, you know. You know what I mean? All these men I'm talking about are Premier League winners, fam. You know what I mean? Got man like Saka. Yeah? He said back in 2020, you deserve more, Arsenal fans. You deserve more. And look how it's paid off. Yeah, and I've been critical of Saka this season. I've been critical of fans that were saying, oh, when Saka comes back, because I've been saying, look, he's been shit all season. What are you talking about when he comes back? This manager ruined him. But as I've been wanting to be, I've been proved wrong on that front. Yeah. And now we've got the big prize. Yeah. Man like Noni Madueke. I'm very critical of him. But he's come in, he's contributed his bit too. Even though he can't finish for shit. You know what I mean? He's still contributed. He's still done his thing. And now he's a Premier League winner also. Man like King Kai. Yeah? Man like Kai Havertz, you know. I said at the start of the season when I did that stream with Views on Sports, big up to Views on Sports, that this season it's going to be about one of the main things for me is when Kai Havertz comes back from injury, because I know Gyökeres is going to score goals anyway, and Gyökeres is our top goal scorer. But I know Gyökeres is going to score goals. So, you know, we've seen what Kai Havertz can do for us. So imagine you've got them two then doing this thing, and look how it worked out. You know what I mean? Plays Kai Havertz against Burnley. He scores the goal that initially wins us the league, really. Man like King Kai comes here from Chelsea. We didn't want him here. I'm going to lie. And he's a Premier League winner. Man like Gyökeres. Man like Glock 14. Yeah? Certain man were comparing him to Benjamin Tesco. Bam. Gyökeres is a Premier League winner and he's in a Champions League final. You know what I mean? Don't compare your bum to my striker, fam. Yeah? I've been critical of Gyökeres. Very critical. You guys have heard me. You guys have seen it. Yeah?
I've seen him do it.
But when I get proved wrong, that's all I want. Prove me wrong. If I'm doubting you, if I'm doubting the team, if I'm doubting the manager, just prove me wrong. Do that. Yeah? That's all I ask. Also, you've got to throw Jesus in there as well. You know, I don't know how many goals he's got for us in the Premier League. I don't know if he's got any at all. He don't really play that much. Oh, yeah, actually, he did contribute to Wolves scoring an own goal against us to win the game. He did contribute to that. So, yeah, man like Jesus, he's come to Arsenal and he's got himself a league title. You know, he's won league titles with Man City. He's come here and he's got himself one with a red and white ribbons on. You know what I mean? Man like Jesus. Man like Big Max. Youngest Premier League winner ever. You know what I mean? Contributed this season. You know what I mean? Man been killing it. Yeah? The goal against Everton. You know what I mean? He came on and changed it against Everton. You know what I mean? Pre-assist. What we talking right now? You know what I mean? Man like Big Max, you know. You know what I mean? But yeah, we've got Premier League winners in our team. Like, we can comfortably talk about our players knowing that they've got that medal around the neck now. You know what I mean? We finally did it after all these years. Arsenal. Yeah, man. After all these years, man. After all these years. Surely Raya's going to the World Cup category soon. Or World Class category soon. Not many better keepers about currently. Surely, but you know, it just depends. It just depends. But I think the Golden Boot 3 seasons in a row. If a striker's getting Golden Boots like this, he's being called world class. So I'm not one to throw around that this player's world class, blah blah blah. But there's certain things you just can't ignore at this point. There's just certain things you can't ignore. And the thing is, as well, on the topic of David Raya, if we win this Champions League, because we know he's going to play the final, of course. If we win this Champions League, yeah, there's going to be a section of us Arsenal fans that's going to think to ourselves, what if he played in the Carabao Cup final and played in the FA Cup? Yeah? You know what I mean? What if? Congrats, Arsenal, but the world ain't ready for our number 21.
Boy, you don't sit your stupid ass down. Who the f you think you is?
They ain't ready for the number 21. All right. Sounds like United fans are going to be what the mocks Liverpool for. Every season is going to be, oh, we're going to get 21 this season. Next season, the rivals will be hating 100 times more. Of course they will. They're going to be wanting to take that. They're going to want to be taking this trophy off us. You know what I mean? We're going to be looking to keep a hold of this trophy for a little bit longer. You know what I mean? Yeah, City fan. All right. Bring Areola to my club. You know, like I said earlier, don't sleep on Areola. Don't think he's a slouch. He's not. I'm telling you, he's the next to blow. Pause. Yeah. He's the next. He's going to be one of them managers where he ends up doing big things eventually if he doesn't do it now or anytime soon. I'm telling you. I mean, if you give him, he's going Crystal Palace, isn't he? If they back him and he can sign a player that he wants, if he can get him, I'm tipping Palace to have the season that Bournemouth had, where the borderline fighting for the Champions League. Because I think that with Pep gone as well, I think this league is going to be a bit wide open in the sense of the top four won't stay the same. The Europa League finishes won't be the same. Like, you're going to get clubs that are just going to be like coming out of nowhere, basically. You know what I mean? You got Arteta now, Xabi Alonso, got Carrick at Man United, Slot at Liverpool. You know what I mean? Make of that what you will. You've got who else? Oh, Areola, but you'll be at Palace now. Like, and we don't know who Bournemouth are going to get as their manager. And you look at what Keith Andrews has been doing at Brentford, and then you look at the Sunderland manager, you look at the Brighton manager. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, the league is this league is going to start looking a bit spicy. I ain't gonna lie. United will struggle with midweek games. I think they will, because it's been a bit of a red flag with them, man. You know what I mean? These man want to chat about, if we had Carrick at the start of the season, mate, we'd have won title. Bollocks. United Strand can't get a haircut because you can't win 5 games on spin. And Carrick's been there since January. What are we talking about? Yeah. I know. This is the thing. I don't want Areola to get a big job like that, but it's one of them things. It's kind of inevitable. It's kind of going to be inevitable. You know what I mean? Berta came in and actually made a Premier League winning signings. If you deep it, I get everyone's eyes on York, and Eze, but every signing play their part, whether it's Least, NordVPN, or Most Zubidoo. Yeah, he came in and he assembled this title-winning side, and Arteta knew how to get it over the line. Ultimately, unlike King Bert's, Arteta would be the longest-serving manager at one club in the Premier if Pep leaves. Yeah, well, Pep is leaving, isn't he? You know what I mean? It's like, so unless Pep's going to try and give it one last dance, you know what I mean? He might not want to finish on a just FA Cup and Carabao Cup. You know what I mean? I don't know. Just like Arsenal always winning the league after coming second 3 times in a row, now winning 4th attempts. United always win when there's a new GTA game released. Well, the new GTA game is going to be released in 20. Yeah, but the year GTA was released was the year that you won titles, apart from this season. So unless you're going to win it next season, maybe Man United might be the threat. Yeah, maybe Man United might be the threat for, you know. You might be trying to claim number 21 now. You know what I mean? Wasn't last season the first time they changed the Europa format? Yeah, that's going to change the whole of Europe. It's from last season. They need to add relegation in there. You get relegated into the conference if you don't make it in the Europa League top 16, and same with Champions League top 16. If you don't make it in there, you go down to the Europa League. It makes it spicy, man. You know what I mean? It makes it spicy. You know what I mean? That'll be the Europa League. I reckon the Europa League numbers would surge. Yeah. If Champions League teams got relegated, because imagine you got Champions League teams. You got teams that are essentially too good to be relegated from the Champions League to Europa League, and they're in Europa League. You know what I mean? Imagine how sick that would be. I'm okay with losing the Champions League final, but it should not be due to a mistake or red card, etc. I'm okay with being outplayed. I mean, I'll just never be okay with losing that. It don't matter if it's a narrow 1-0, penalties, or whatever. You know what I mean? But I am visioning us winning that after the season we've had. I'm envisioning us winning that competition. Value of all the players just shot up. Yep. Premier League titles, Gabriel Jesus 5, Didier Drogba 4. I didn't even know. I didn't even know that Jesus won more than him. Those ribbons stained red and white for now. All right then. Congrats. Does it feel real yet? The clock finally resets on 0 on Sunday. All I'll say from Spurs fan is enjoy, embrace, cherish. You see us coming for your club on the 30th of May. Be prepared for the joy. I think it is as well. I think we'll do it. I think we'll do it. I mean, I think we'll do it. And trust me, the streets is going to be an absolute lock-off in London. And I'm going to be down there as well. I'm going to be down there. So, yeah, Villa on attack here. Is that Villa? Ooh. Good save by the keeper, that. I love how the players were cruising down. I know. 5 a.m. in the morning, you know. Just imagine, I'm just telling you. And there was about 150, probably 200,000 people in the streets of North London last night. And that wasn't even the parade. Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm gonna be at the parade for as much as I can be. Yeah. Fam. What's going on here? Watkins could have buried it then. It's gonna be an absolute lock-off, I'm telling you. Rice is now a proper talisman like Lampard, Gerrard, Tony Adams. Yeah, I mean, the quality's been there for him to be that player. He just needed the trophy on the end of it, and he got it. And I can't wait to see him lift that. I cannot wait to see these players lift that trophy. Honestly, I can't wait for it. Odegaard came through, yeah. I can't wait to see Odegaard lift that trophy, I'm telling you. Despite what I think about these players or whether I still want them here or not or whatever, I can't wait to see the look on these man's faces when they are lifting that Premier League trophy. I can't wait to see their faces. I can't wait to have the images on my phone. Yeah, these man lifting the trophy. And I can't wait. Anybody that talks shit, I cannot wait to just post it for. You know what I mean? City fans are crying on social media. Yeah, crying absolute tears like little bitches. Yeah, absolutely
Crying to me, and I'm not having that.
It's hilarious. That pass to Trossard, yeah. Big up to Legacy. Legacy Russ Fit. I've literally bought the season's kit yesterday. I said I'd buy if we won the league or Champions League. I'm waiting me, because I am going to get this season's kit and it's going to have Champions on the back. Yeah. Champions 26. And then I'm going to get the cream one, the third kit. And it's going to say on the back, after review, West Ham number and 19 on the back. And at the bottom, it will say commits a foul on the goalkeeper. Yeah, that shit's iconic now. You know what I mean? That shit's iconic. You know what I mean? That's where man like Chris Kavanagh, trust me, he's invited to the parade for that alone. Divorce, Trossard, moving different. Yeah, man. And also, if we win the Champions League, then I'm also going to get the kit that has the gold star above it. You know what I mean? We need to add a gold star above the crest. You know what I mean? And the crest that I've got that you can see up there on the top corner there, Yorkshire Gunner, I'm going to have a gold star above that. Yeah, that's how we're moving from now on. Yeah. Big up to Rodney. Why did you see Pep walking outside alone with his books after losing league before? No, I didn't see that. No. It's crazy. First Prem of the Emirates era, you know? Well, Alvarez plus Barcola needed to complete the team. Get man like Alvarez. In fact, you know, my dream window, get Alvarez, get that left winger from PSG, that Cavaskilly or whatever his name is. Get him. Get Tonali from Newcastle. And then we need a quality right back to fill in. And maybe even another quality left back, maybe. I don't, but you know what I mean? Give me those. You know what I mean? Telling you. And the thing is, rival fans weren't looking forward to us doing all this for this season. Yeah, they were all ripping into Gyökeres and everything. Now look at us. Telling you, I hope that Gyökeres recreates that video of when he was walking with a trophy when he won in Portugal last year. I hope he recreates that with a Premier League trophy and or the Champions League trophy if we were to win that. And I hope that he has a trophy in front of him and the fans are behind him in the stadium doing that. That'd be wavy, man. I'm telling you, my striker's a winner. That's why we signed him over Tesco. So I mean, we all want a Glock. This started when we signed Zinchenko and Jesus, even though we should have had more Prem titles prior. However, I'm happy Jesus will be leaving Arsenal with the Prem. Yeah, I know. Because since signing them two, you know what I mean, City got prang. They were like, I'm never selling to them again. You know what I mean? And the only thing I will say, though, is it's a bit unfortunate that obviously Zinchenko was out on loan and then he's injured now and whatever. You know, it's somewhat a bit unfortunate that he wasn't in this team to some degree to be part of this title-winning team. You know what I mean? I'm just looking at the sentimental side of it. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, this all started with him and Jesus came in this team, and then suddenly we're in title races. We're more likely to retain than United winning the Prem. This is the thing. I'm kind of in the camp of I'm obviously going to tip us to retain the Premier League, but it's not by any means easy to do. It's not, it's not. The last team to retain the Premier League over the Man City was Man United, and before that it was Chelsea. You know what I mean? So it's not easy to do. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of teams that fall off. Look at Liverpool. Everyone thought they were going to retain it when they made the signings they made. And look at them. You know what I mean? Absolute shambles. I was saying earlier, Areola at Newcastle would hit if he went there. They love a fast attacking player. Yeah. This is the thing. Areola is that kind of manager that can give life to teams like Newcastle, Bournemouth, teams like that. He'll like Glasner. Glasner gave Crystal Palace life. Yeah, he gave Crystal Palace life. Areola is that kind of guy. I'm telling you, Areola is going to do something. Whether it's at Palace or anywhere else, he's the next one up. I'm telling you. He's the next one up. I don't want him to go to any of the big clubs around us anyway. Bournemouth are bringing in that German manager, Marco Rose, who used to manage Dortmund. All right. GTA delayed the game, maybe. Just raid Newcastle Tonale plus the Vimento. Yeah, and get me Alvarez and get me that Cavaskillia, fam. Honestly, if we were to land that, fam, you know what I mean? You can't blame anybody that says we'll retain the title. You can't blame anybody if we pull off that. It's going to be interesting, the kind of window that we have now that we're Premier League champions, especially if we win the Champions League as well. Especially that. Jesus. But anyways, I'm going to leave it here for now. I'm gonna probably stream tomorrow night because I planned on streaming all the way up to Sunday for our last game, and then we're going to see us armpit settings. You know what I mean? For the first time in years. But yeah, guys, Premier League champs. Let's enjoy the rest of this week. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a hot summer, guys. You know what I mean? You've got the World Cup coming up. Yeah, and the summer could get even better if a double's on our hands. If we've got a gold star above our crest, that'll be even sweet. That'll be the icing on the cake. Yeah. But big up to all yous in here. Yeah. Big up to the players, the staff, the medical staff, everybody involved with the players. And most of all, King Ted. I said it. Man like King Tets. Yeah. Did what I asked. I don't care what people say. Oh, the after out was a flip-flopping. Nah. I don't get into shit. I'll do what the fuck I want to do. You know what I mean? And the more trophies that he stacks up, this background's getting edited to fit them in. Yeah? Chat to me nice. Yeah? You rival fans. You know, I'm taking aim, yeah? I'm not doing too much right now because we've still got a cup final to play, and I'm just itching for us to win the Champions League. Yeah? But regardless of what happens, whether we win the Champions League or not, I'm taking aim at all you rivals. I'm taking aim. I'm doing streams specifically on you guys. Yeah? I'm taking aim. Yeah? I'm taking flight. Yeah, and I'm taking aim. Don't let me see us win the Champions League, though. Because I'm telling you right now, yeah? you ain't going to hear the last of this. Now, I'm going to go and... YG, do you want to see seeing Dracula lose tonight? Well, I've got the game on right there. So I'm gonna end the stream and I'm going to watch the rest of it. But yeah, I can't remember what I want to say now. But yeah, I'm going to end the stream anyway. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm going to be taking aim at rival fans, like I said. Oh yeah, I'm going to go and troll them on Twitter now. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go on a trolling spree on Twitter and have a good laugh at these, man. But anyways, like, share, subscribe, hype, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys. We are champions. Arteta proved me wrong. Glad he did. I wanted to be proven wrong more than wanted to be proven right. That's what most Arteta out fans wanted because the trophy was bigger. Yeah. And you know what I mean? For how Arteta's made us all feel, not just me, but how he's made everyone feel, kids, the grown-ups, everything, how he's brought everyone together and everything like that, all the hard work and everything like that. You know what I mean? For me, it would just make sense to be Arteta in. And that's what I am. Anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next one.
And if anyone wants to have a come at me,
Come and find me. I'm in the car park now.
because I'm a black belt in karate,
Stop the cap.
come and have a pop.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.